Hi guys, Dr. Cliff Olson here again from AAA 2019 in Columbus, Ohio. And right now I am in the Widex booth with Oliver Townend. Oliver, thanks for taking some time to meet with me today.
Pleasure.
So one thing that we want to talk about today is this SoundSense Learn feature that you guys have. So this is something that came out, I remember last year at AAA.
Yep.
We were talking about this. It was going to be launched really shortly after AAA, and it came out in the Evoke hearing aid. So kind of tell us a little bit about what SoundSense Learn is.
Okay, yeah, so 1 year ago we launched SoundSense Learn in Evoke, and the idea was we were trying to put something in the hands of the user that could help them on a daily basis. One of the problems that we saw coming up again and again were end users were running into situations where all of the great automation we put into the hearing aid wasn't quite matching their expectations or needs in some particular moments of a day or a week or a month. Now, when they run into those problems, they could do one of three things at that stage. They could put up with the problem, take up the hearing aids, of course, or they could go back to their audiologists and try and remember the problem they were having and describe it quite poorly for most people because it's hard to describe sounds that happened a month or so ago. And then our poor audiologist would try and interpret this into some meaningful changes within the hearing aid. And of course, the problem wasn't always solved because when they returned, that environment wasn't the same, their emotion and energy level was different, lots of things are variable. So we were trying to address this real life problem in a way that was not adding complexity for most of the users out there. And we had another team that were working on a project with data and with machine learning, and they could see that we can use this powerful algorithm in machine learning to achieve the solution that we wanted. So this is all wrapped up in the Evoke application. And when you enter the Evoke application, you're presented with two sound profiles.
And when you say Evoke application, you mean like on your smartphone.
Right.
You're actually going into your smartphone when you're in this environment that you're struggling in, and instead of having to make mental notes to take back to your audiologist or taking your hearing aids out, you can actually go into this app and make adjustments in real time, but in a way that is easy.
Exactly. So I'm just going to imagine now I'm a hearing aid end user and I've entered an environment that is challenging for me, or maybe whatever the sound in the hearing aid is providing isn't quite meeting what we're describing as our listening intent. So I go into the application, I'm presented with a simple interface, two sound profiles, A and B. I can listen to sound profile A, listen to B, and then I give the application feedback. So I'm feeding data in by telling it which one I prefer or which is closest to what I want. Then it'll present two more profiles and I repeat this. So I'm feeding in live data to a machine learning algorithm, which is then narrowing down all the potential outcomes and very quickly can start to focus in on what I'm looking for.
So essentially you're taking two different presentations of the way that you're hearing in that environment. You're like, you know what, I think I like B better than A.
Yes.
And you know what, I like it a lot better than I like A. And so it'll take that information and it will give you another presentation of A versus B, and you're like, you know what, on this one, I actually prefer A, but I only prefer it a little bit better.
Right.
And so then this machine learning, which I typically think of Netflix when I think of machine learning, right? Like Netflix knows what I want to watch before I know I want to watch it, right? So you guys are taking this information inside of the app and inside of the hearing aid and actually customizing that environment specifically for the person who's in that environment.
It's learning live. So machine learning's really good at crunching loads of data, spotting patterns in this data and seeing where that data is going to go. That's why Netflix knows what you want to watch next.
Right.
But what we're doing is the end user is providing real life data and it's crunching that data live and predicting where that should go in the moment. That's what's really cool about this.
All for the purpose of helping them hear the way they want to hear in that particular environment.
Finding the settings that match their listening intention.
And so now you guys have been doing this for almost a year now, and so you've actually had a lot of opportunity to gather this data and actually improve SoundSense Learn. So what have you guys done there?
So the data coming back is helping us do two things. First of all, we're able to see anonymously, we can see the programs that people are creating. And we thought we would start to see patterns in this data, so we could say, oh, people in this situation or that situation like these kind of settings, and we thought we were going to solve all of the world's audiology problems by creating the programs of the future. But what we actually saw were, well, people are very different, and they want different things. But this isn't necessarily a problem because we have a solution. So we put the tool in the hands of the users. But the data that we're getting also not only is showing us where they've ended up, but it's showing us how they get there. So how the AI engine was using machine learning to calculate what they wanted. This journey that it was going on, this convergence journey, we could see that there was potential to speed that journey up. So we crunched all that data, we trained the system, and we made the system smarter.
So what you're telling me is that compared to the previous generation that you guys have kind of built upon,
right,
you can actually get to the end result of what you prefer quicker, so
right,
you're making less A to B comparisons, is that what you're saying?
Exactly. So we've taken the data that people have given us, and we've made something better, and everybody, when we put this out, Jørn Jensen was saying thank you to all of the users for sharing this,
right,
and we've said thank you as well by putting something back in their hands that's right, faster and smarter.
So because Phil and Sally and Julie were all making these adjustments on their right, hearing devices, Cliff Olson, can actually hear better because of that.
Yeah, and you can get to that result in less steps. Now we've also gone and put another step in the new version of the app. So we're not just asking the user where they are, we're also asking them to let us know, based from a list, what's closest to the intention.
Okay.
So people can say, I'm at work and I want to relax, or I'm in a restaurant and I want to hear music. And by getting a little bit more categorization, maybe we can make even more improvements, make the AI engine more intuitive, or get to the result faster. So it's a really cool relationship I think we have with people out there that are using the product, right, and feeding back to us, and we're like, hey guys, we can do this for you now.
Right, see, that's really cool. And I think that, you guys probably have a lot of engineers working on developing that part of it, but somehow you guys must have engineers tucked away somewhere that is working on this new technology you guys are actually coming out with right now, which is this energy cell technology. So kind of give us an understanding of what that is, because it is like nothing that I've ever seen before.
Right, so we're addressing another user need, and people love rechargeability, but people sometimes forget to recharge things. Recharging can take some time, and so we wanted to have the benefits of rechargeability without the problems of the time taking to recharge. So guys have been working on shrinking a fuel cell. Now a fuel cell,
because I'm thinking of like the tank of gas in my car when I think of fuel cell.
Right, but fuel cell isn't burning, okay, or combusting the fuel. It's more like how your body uses up energy. Okay. It's converting that your body uses metabolism to convert energy or foods into energy. Right. In a fuel cell, it uses a membrane with different layers to convert a fuel into an electrical source. So we're not burning anything behind
right, I know, that would be kind of, right?
But we've managed to shrink the fuel cell so small that we can actually put it in a device. And a fuel cell will continue to generate energy as long as it has an energy source, right, of fuel. So in order for us to keep that fuel cell going, we've just got to put more fuel in the fuel cell.
Right.
And it's as simple as you would tank your car.
Right.
Yeah? You're going to go, take an empty tank, put more fuel in, and you're ready to go. And in fact, I'm wearing one of the devices now, so you can see it's just as big, right, as a hearing aid currently.
Basically same size as any typical device.
Right. There's a couple of little modifications. We've got a little vent here. We need to let some oxygen in and get some water vapor out. But it's really exactly the same size as a typical hearing aid. And when, at the end of the day, I want to re-energize. I'll take my re-energizing station here, open it up.
Okay, so right now I hear it like refueling the hearing aid.
It takes a little bit of any waste product out, so you can't overfuel it, and then fills it up again. It's powered by a couple of AA batteries in here, so this can be taken anywhere. You can be completely off-grid if you want to live in the middle of the countryside, and then within 20 seconds, it's fueled and ready to go. And
so we just essentially took a completely dead hearing aid. Put it inside the fuel cell, or the recharger, I don't even know what to call it.
That re-energizer.
Re-energizer, and now we have a full hearing aid again. So ready to go for the whole day. In 20 seconds.
So I could be the most forgetful person.
Or
just want the convenience of, okay, I want to turn this around in 20 seconds and get it ready to go.
You know, I think one of the main reasons that individuals still like disposable batteries a lot is because you never have to worry about being somewhere and not being able to get access to a battery. So you peel the tab off, you stick it in, you don't have to put it inside of a charger. This is actually quicker and more convenient than actually using disposable batteries.
Well, I don't have a small battery. If I've got dexterity problems, all I've got to do is just press that in. And off it goes, and it's doing that again. So as long as I can handle the device, I've got a rechargeable option. So the benefits of rechargeability without handling of batteries, without having to wait for it to charge up, it's going to appeal to a lot of people.
I mean, it blows my mind almost to the point where like I don't even know what else to ask about it because it's so off the wall, right? But I mean, this seems to be potentially the new gold standard in terms of rechargeability.
It could be. I think so. You know, it's always fun to put something brand new into the marketplace. Widex has been pioneering, and we've been pioneering again with the energy cell. But the mind starts to get more adventurous when you think, well, we can change the shapes and sizes of this. We could potentially generate more current with an energy cell than we could with conventional batteries or even with lithium-ion batteries, powering more powerful hearing aids, because the processors are going to get more power hungry in the future. So yeah, this could be the future of powering hearing aids.
That's unreal. Well, I can say that this has kind of been the talk of AAA so far from what I've heard other people talking about. It's really amazing to see where you guys have come from in this last year of developing SoundSense Learn, adapting it, making it better, and then coming out with this energy cell technology. I mean, just stay tuned, guys, because I'm sure you guys have more of these engineers kind of tucked away in a corner somewhere out at your headquarters working on the next thing that is probably going to continue to blow our mind in the future. So, definitely. Oliver, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Guys, if you want more information on this, please feel free to check out hearingtracker.com, the Hearing Tracker Facebook page, and of course my YouTube channel, Dr. Cliff AUD. Take care. I'll see you next time.